Hi you guys, I am back with a new video. This one I wanted to talk about kind of the name of the channel and where I got the name from and my love for the series involved. And what I mean by that is the name Octane Evil. So for those of you who don't know, the Octane part comes from Octane from Apex Legends. He's been my main pretty much actually like pretty recently. He's been my main, but yeah, he's probably my favorite character out of all of the Apex ones so far. And then of course Evil comes from Resident Evil, which is what this video is based upon. So with me I have my Resident Evil collection, and I just kind of wanted to go over each game, talk about it a little bit, as well as talk about my favorite game in the series. And yeah, so before I get to the games, I wanted to start with the movies because I actually own all of them, starting with the complete collection for, if I can get it to focus here. There you go. The complete collection, Resident Evil, it includes all 6 films from Resident Evil, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, Retribution, and the final chapter, which I also have that on DVD. I got this first way back when this came out on DVD, and then I ended up picking this up last year. But yeah, so I know the movies are very controversial. A lot of people don't like them. Some people do. When it comes to me, of course, I do like them because I bought them on DVD, but I would say they get better as you go like through the movies. Like my least favorite would be the first. My favorite would probably be Retribution, but that's mainly because of the fan service and like having Leon there and Ada, Claire. Is Claire? Yeah, Claire, Chris, Jill. I know Jill is in there. Wesker was in Afterlife. Can't remember he's in this one either. But yeah, pretty much a lot of the older Resident Evil characters are in Retribution, so that's probably my favorite. Um, but yeah, they're all great movies. Um, and yeah, I have it on DVD, so it's not like Blu-ray, it's not like HD or anything. So I definitely would recommend if you are planning on watching these films to watch it in Blu-ray or HD, 4K HD, UHD if you can. But yeah, let me know what you think about the movies in the comments. Yeah, my favorite being Retribution. I think um, there are definitely parts that could have been better, especially the beginning movies. Like Apocalypse felt like it was supposed to be Jill's story, but then they turned it to Alice's story. Um, so yeah, they're pretty decent movies, I guess. You know, I don't go in them expecting like Oscar-worthy performances or anything. And then next, which are the movies that I really personally enjoy way more than the actual live action ones, and that is the Resident Evil 3 CG movie collection, which comes with Degeneration, Damnation, and Vendetta. Um, Enjoy all 3 of these movies. I also have it on Blu-ray, so of course the quality is way better than the DVD ones. And my favorite of this 3 would um, probably be Damnation. Um, Honestly, mainly because Ada is in it. And Ada is my personal favorite Resident Evil character of the whole series. So yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing these way before you watch the live action ones. These are all good. This is the first one, second and third. This one has Leon and Claire. This one has Leon and Ada. Trying to think anyone else. No, and then this one has Leon, Chris, and Rebecca. And Rebecca is, of course, from Resident Evil 0 and 1. So it was nice to see her come back in a new role, in a new position. So yeah, definitely would recommend these if you can buy it or watch it, however. I know about the sites. Definitely good movies to watch. And now I want to get into the games that I have for it. Now, some of these I have digitally, and some that I have physically. And I'm gonna try and insert clips. Like for the ones that I have digital, I'll just insert a clip for it. So first off, starting off, I have Resident Evil 0 and 1. I actually like 0. I actually like genuinely enjoy playing 0, and I think I would prefer that over 1. Just it can't like that. No item bots can definitely be a, a hindrance to the game. Um, but yeah, I definitely like the co-op aspect that they did with that game. Um, and in terms of Resident Evil 1, I only played Jill's side of it. I didn't do Chris's. So I know Rebecca is in 1, but I haven't like experienced interacting with her in 1 because I haven't played Chris's story. Chris's has Rebecca, Jill has Barry. Um, but yeah, they're. I would definitely say if you want to start with those, there's no harm to that. But personally, I would start with a different game, and that is, of course, Resident Evil 4. This is probably my. Um, yeah, I think I can say this is my favorite of the. No, it's not. Well, okay, there's another game I'm gonna get to. That I have a lot to say about it, but yeah, Resident Evil 4. This is my PS4 copy. As you can see, I also have the original Wii copy. We had it on the Wii as well. It still has a disc and manual, and the cool thing about this one was, of course, you could like aim with the Wii remote, like at the screen, and like it was definitely more harder. Some Ashley and Ada. In the book. But yeah, this was our OG. This is the way we played it, like way back in 2000. I think it was 8 or 9. But yeah, it's the covers in the back. Oh, they're the same. Pretty much. The text is different. And I love this game so much that, as you can see here, I have it digitally on my Switch. And I didn't beat it on the Wii. My sister did, and I used to just watch her play. So the first time I beat this game was the PS4, and then I got it again last year and beat it on my Switch. So that was a lot of fun. Also, yes, this is my Switch. I have a Switch Lite. I don't have the actual Switch. So I can do because as you see, I have Final Fantasy VII here digitally, and I have a couple of other digital games. This is a little side note. So if you guys would like to see my digital collection, I can show that as well. But yes, I bought this game. Well, no, I bought it on the Switch. I can't remember if I bought. My sister might have bought this, and then I believe our mom bought this way back. So definitely we'll start with Resi 4. A great game. The remake is coming. I would definitely plan on recording gameplay for it. So please be on the lookout for that. I'm very, very, very excited to play that. And next, just going to the through the Resident Evil PS4 games. I also have the remakes, Resident Evil 2 and 3, physically. Definitely would say Resident Evil 2 remake is better than the third. They cut content from what I heard. The thing is, though, I've never played myself the original Resident Evil 2 and 3, so I didn't see any faults with this game because I didn't experience the content that was cut originally. So they're both pretty solid games. Definitely beat them quick, though. I remember beating this in like less than 48 hours in total. And then this one was probably, I think this one took me a little longer, but I was also taking my time with it. So this may have took me like a week to beat, maybe 2. I think it was like a week. But of course, it has these games. All of the Resident Evil games have a ton of replay value. So you play it once, and then you want to go back and get all of the extra stuff. Um, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed those. I also have Resident Evil 7. I have that digitally on the PlayStation. I enjoyed that a lot. But I do think I enjoy Village more. Just thinking in terms of like the how they're connected. I enjoy Village more. Um, but yeah, it's still a solid game. I played it. I bought it on the PlayStation 4 digitally, and then I played it on the Xbox when it was on Game Pass. So I've played that and beaten that game more than twice, but in terms of different platforms, PlayStation and Xbox. And then that brings us to, of course, Resident Evil Village, which I just finished the playthrough of on the channel. As of this recording, the playthrough is still being uploaded, but I finished it. Definitely a great game. Please check it out on the channel. Unfortunately, I did have some editing problems with it, the first couple of parts, until like part 7, in terms of like the visuals of it. But I was able to lighten it up for the recording. But yes, please check this game out. I did play it on the channel, and I should have this all finished up on the channel by Monday, because there are like 3 parts left. Next I have Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Resident Evil Revelations 1 on the PS3 and the PS4. This game I bought it digitally on the Xbox One or Series system, which is the Xbox One version. So yeah, I didn't get the 3DS version. Let me see. At that time, I don't know why I didn't pick it up then when it came out on the 3DS. But I definitely picked it up when it came out on the PlayStation 3. I think it was like a year after. So this is the Revelation series. I did hear a rumor that we were supposed to be getting Revelations 3. I don't know if that's true or not. But they're both great games. I think I would prefer between these two. Revelations 2, but that's mainly because, of course, it's more updated and graphically, like it controls better, I guess I should say. And Barry and Claire makes a return in this one, so it's nice to see both of them. And yeah, have a physical copy of the games. Great games. Another game I bought multiple times is Resident Evil 5. So yes, this is Resident Evil 5. This is another game, as I stated, I bought multiple times. I have this game. This is the PS3. This is a used copy, of course, from GameStop. And surprisingly, it has, of course, the disc. But it has the manual as well. Showing off the movie star, but yeah, it has the original manual and everything inside there. So this was the way I first played it, and then I bought it digitally on the PS4, and then once again I also bought it. I can get to it. Here, I also bought it on the Switch digitally. I didn't beat it on the Switch yet, but yeah, this is the game. So I owned this game 3 times. Sheva, or I shouldn't say Sheva, but the person that you're not playing as, the AI isn't really that good in this game. They just waste all the ammo, waste health. But yeah, I would definitely put this towards the lower end of Resident Evil games, but it's still definitely a game I would recommend checking out and playing for yourself. And then I also have Resident Evil 6. This is a game I own. This is my physical copy from like 20, maybe 14. Um, and then I also own it digitally on the Xbox Series. Um, I definitely like this game more than 5 because when you play solo, your partner, you don't have to worry about like health and ammo and stuff like that. Um, and I think I personally thought the playing as like 3 different stories, I thought that was really a cool feature. I kind of hope they bring that back maybe in the future Resident Evil games. So maybe have like a Jill story, a Leon, a Claire one, like all in like one game. And I think that would please a lot of Resident Evil fans who may be looking for one character over another. But I actually really enjoyed this game. A lot of people complain about it and how it doesn't feel like Resident Evil, which I will agree. It's definitely more, it's probably the most action Resident Evil game out there. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one a lot, and I would definitely recommend it. And then the last 2 physical games that I have for the Wii are the Chronicle series, Umbrella Chronicles and Dark Side Chronicles. Now, well, I'll talk about Umbrella really quickly. This game, it covers Resident Evil 0, I believe Resident Evil 1, and it has like a new storyline with Chris and Jill, I believe. Yeah, new location. And it's both of the games are rail shooters. So you just point and aim and then kill the zombies and the boss and get through the game. So if you don't want to play the original games like Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and you just want like a quick way to play them, this would be the way. Now, with that being said, I would still, of course, recommend playing the game in full, like the OG games if you can. Yeah, this is also available on the PlayStation 3 as well, both games. So yeah, that's a little bit about Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, but I really wanted to talk about Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles. Now this is a game that I am currently posting on the channel, so please check it out. I will be playing the game in full. And this game here is also a rail shooter, but this is probably one of, if not my favorite Resident Evil games of all time. And I know as a rail shooter, that sounds probably very comical. But the reason why is back in 2009, I think. When did this game come out? Okay, it came out in 2009. So probably 2010 or 11. I said 2010. Before then, I used to play video games just for fun. I mean, I still do to this day, but like, you know how you like pick up a Mario game, play a couple of rounds, put it down, don't think much of it, fun, whatever. But this was the game that got me actually invested in the story, invested in characters, invested in the music, and just all of the other components that makes a video game. And of course, like at that time, I was very young, so I was too nervous and too scared to play Resident Evil 4. But like, I could definitely pick up and play this game because it's a rail shooter. You know, you just shoot the zombies, shoot the bosses, and get through it. And I actually need to show you guys. I actually own the soundtrack as well, physically. I even bought the soundtrack because that's how much I love the music in this game, especially the song Sleeping Beauty. If I can, I'll try to post like the audio of it in the background very quietly, I guess, so it doesn't interrupt me talking. But yeah, that game and that not that game, but that soundtrack, definitely. I wish they would put it on Spotify and streaming services, but it's not on there. But this game has Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and Resident Evil, and it's a new storyline, Operation Javier. Um, I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't brought this game to the Switch. Um, and the reason why well, number one, House of the Dead came to the Switch and other systems, so I would assume that that this game would also come over, as well as Umbrella Chronicles. But also the story Operation Javier, which you can see a screenshot of it here. Um, that storyline actually takes place in 2002, 2 years before Resident Evil 4. And it gives you some context behind Leon's and Krauser's history, because if you've played Resident Evil 4, you will know Krauser just kind of shows up out of nowhere and you're fighting him. And then, you take care of him and you're like, okay, that was weird. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? This storyline explains all of that. And like I said, I'm currently playing it on my channel. So if you want to just watch my playthrough, it's there to watch. But yeah, it explains that. So since the remake is coming out, and I assume Krauser will be in the remake, I feel like it would be a perfect opportunity to remaster this game and put it on the Switch, so people can experience that story and kind of understand Krauser's backstory. And so I'm also wondering, will they explain that in for the remake? But nonetheless, it's also another way. So if you want to not play the Resident Evil 2 OG game or the remake, and you just want to play it in a rail shooter form, that's there. Of course, the story is a little bit different because in this game, it's in Umbrella Chronicles, but it is co-op, so you can play with 2 people. So for example, in this game, in the Resident Evil 2 story, in this game, Leon and Claire are always together. Now if you play the original or the remake, you know that they are not together. Same thing with Code Veronica. Claire and Steve in this game are together. Of course, in the original, they are not together. They meet up at certain points, but that's about it. But I feel like too, this game honestly does a better job at telling the Code Veronica story than the actual Code Veronica game. I believe in this one. I believe the Resident Evil Code Veronica story in this game is called Game of Oblivion. The Resident Evil 2 story is called Memories of a Lost City, and then the new story is called Operation Javier. So yeah, I like I said, I think that this game honestly does a better job at explaining the Resident Evil Code Veronica story, and I just think it makes more sense. I feel like in reality, this dividedness, or like one person doing one thing, other person doing another thing, I don't think it would actually happen that way. So I do like the storytelling in this game the most. But yeah, this is the game that made me fall in love with the series. Resident Evil is my favorite series of all time, and it made me just care about, like I said, the characters, the music, the lore, the story, the soundtrack, everything about this game to me. But this is in my weave. But yeah, everything about this game is it's amazing. And it also has the tofu mode as well, which is in Resident Evil 2. Once you beat the game, you get the tofu mode. But yeah, this is the game that set it off for me. So do you guys have a game like that maybe to other people it's like, like that's your favorite, or like you really like that game, but to you it like means a lot and it has like a good story behind it? Please drop it below in the comments. I would love to hear it. And so that's all of my physical games that I have for Resident Evil. I do have Code Veronica. I have that digitally. Let me see. I can pull it up on my phone here. Um, but I did have Code Veronica. Now, Code Veronica, I didn't really. That is a game like once I beat it, I was pretty much good with it. But this is, um, that is my if I can get it to, that is my gamer tag. If anyone wants to add me, on Xbox, that is it there. But this is my, as you can see, let me see, this is the final. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, I did beat it, put it into the Queen's Reign. This was last year is when I beat this game. And it's definitely, probably the most difficult Resident Evil game. Yeah, that pretty much just wraps up this video. I know it's a pretty long one, so thank you for sticking around to the end. It really means a lot. Um, but yeah, this game here is, I just wanted to talk about it and just show my love for the series and what it all means to me. And like I said, please check out my playthrough on the channel. I'm having tons of fun with it. We'll be doing a full playthrough. So yeah, and please come and check it out. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.